Okay, good morning everyone. I'm gonna go over your benefits with you on the medical plan for the renewal for January 1st, 2017. Everybody has that booklet? We'll go through there. The inside page is just your contact information. If you ever need any assistance throughout the year, you can contact the insurance company. We'll provide that information for you, or you can contact us. And at the bottom you'll see Bancorp South, Insurance Services, Mary Lee Fears. Do not hesitate to call her if she can help you in any way. The next page is announced this is annual enrollment because you pay for your medical plan with pre-tax dollars. The IRS only allows you to make changes once a year, and that is this time of the year. So any other time during the year, you have to have what's called a qualifying event. We list some of the most common ones there for you, where at that time you would have the option to make changes to your health plan. Any questions on that? The next two pages, just all the federal notices we have to give to you now on the marketplace notice, on your patient protection, HIPAA, women's health, that type of stuff. On the marketplace, I will say John & John's health plan does meet all the requirements of healthcare reform. It is a qualified plan, not only in benefits that it provides to its employees, also in respect to costs. So if you would happen to go to the marketplace and try to get coverage, you would not be eligible for a subsidy because your employer provides you with a qualified plan that meets all requirements under healthcare reform. The next page is the medical plans. We're going to be offering two plans this year. The current plan that you have now will stay there with no changes and benefits to it. That plan stays the same. Then we're going to add what's called a high deductible health plan. I will tell you we had a pretty rough renewal this year. The rates increased dramatically, but that's why you have health insurance. We had claims. There was substantial claims, and I'm sure you know some of the people that perhaps had some serious conditions, and when you have that, the insurance company is going to adjust your rates to cover those claims. I mean, dollar for dollar, the insurance company paid out more in claims than they took it in premiums, so by a good bit. So it was a substantial increase. Working with the team here, we was able to get it down quite a bit, working with some other companies, and then we went back to the current company and negotiated with them and got them to come down and match the better rates we did find out there. So this is the very best out there, I promise you. We looked at everything, including self-funded plans and minimum premium type plans, stuff like that. So we did everything we can to get the cost as low as possible, but it's still a fairly good rate increase, okay? So I won't spend much, I'll just highlight the PPO plan, which is on your left. It's called the balance plan. Deductible is $2,500 for an individual. After that, United Healthcare will pay 80% of the charges. You're responsible for 20 till you hit your max out-of-pocket of $6,000. So you know if you hit the out-of-pocket limit, that's the maximum you can ever pay, whether your claim is $1 million, or if it's $50,000, or if it's $10 million. Out-of-pocket limit means if ever you hit that for the year, the insurance company is going to pay 100% of the claims for the rest of the year. So that's the max you could spend, okay? However, if you have a doctor's office visit, it's only a $40 copay for a primary care doctor. Deductible does not apply. Co-insurance does not apply. And it's an $80 copay if you see a specialist. Wellness and preventive care is covered at 100%. You don't even have to pay the copay, okay? It's covered at 100%. When you go in for your well exam, a well checkup, and your physical, PAP, mammogram for the ladies, that's covered at 100%. So don't even let them charge you the copay, okay? Then you can see the others. Emergency room has a $350 copay, urgent care of $100. Inpatient deductible does apply. Outpatient deductible applies first, and then United will pay 80%, you'll pay 20%. On the prescription drugs, you have a separate deductible of $250. In other words, you'll pay the first $250 in prescription drug charges. After that, you will pay a $10 copay, a $30 copay, or a $60 copay. Now the plan on the right, which is the additional plan we put in this year to bring the cost back down, is called a high deductible health plan. It qualifies where you can set up what's called a health savings account, okay? That plan has a $3,000, and I'm just doing the single. You can see right below those numbers I'm going over is the family coverage, okay? It has a $3,000 deductible in network with the same max out of pocket of the $6,000. After you hit your deductible, United will pay 70%. You will be responsible for 30%. You will notice there's no copays at doctor visits. So when you go to the doctor, you're gonna pay the full charges till you hit your $3,000. You're gonna pay the discounted charges because you still get the United Healthcare network discount on that. Once you hit your deductible for prescription drugs, then you're gonna pay your copay of 10, 35, or 60. Okay, so you don't have an additional separate deductible on RX. Now there's one added benefit, we're waiting on it to come in from United, that United added this year. On either plan, you can use what's called telemedicine or teledoc. Some people know it as a teledoc, where you can actually, you know, Skype in or take a picture if you injured yourself or you're running fever or something like that, where you can just do a phone call to a physician and that doctor can, you know, will ask you questions, that type of stuff. And it will save you money, which will also save the insurance company money, of course. But it's convenient, you do it right from home, and we're gonna get you all the information on that. But just to give an example, if you're under the PPO plan and you use the teledoc, it's not in, your copay would only be $25, okay? On a high deductible health plan, the maximum you will pay for that service, because deductible and co-insurance does apply, is $40. That's the maximum charge it will have. Any questions on the medical? We good? Right below is the cost for the two plans, whether you enroll for single coverage or family coverage. You can see what you were currently paying to the far left. The one in the middle, that's the renewal plan, the plan that you have now, the PPO plan. That would be your cost. And then for the new plan, the high deductible health plan, you can see the cost there. So the high deductible health plan is definitely a premium savings. So if you're really healthy or you're really, really ill, you probably want to seriously consider the high deductible health plan. Because your cost savings at $65 a paycheck equals $1,690 a year that you will save in premium between the two plans. Not to count the co-payments, okay? Now I illustrated it here on the board, 26 paychecks just for single. Well, the family's like $4,400. Would equal $1,690 a year. So you can say, okay, if I enroll in the high deductible health plan, I'll put that $1,690 into a health savings account, you know, to pay for my medical care, because that means you can pay for, I'm just gonna use $1,700 of health care, right? And you still equal to if you had stayed on the PPO plan or enrolled on the PPO plan, okay? Or you can say, actually, my deductible is really not $3,000, it's only $1,300, because I got $1,700 in premium savings. So don't be scared of the $3,000, okay? Now you will have to pay the $3,000, but you'll have a savings. In other words, if you're on the PPO, you're gonna pay this much more to be on the plan where you can have copays, okay? So you also gotta add all the copays that you're gonna pay throughout the year, including you got a separate $250 deductible on prescription drugs, okay? So if you put the $1,690 into a health savings account, the IRS, any money that you put in the IRS says we will not require you to pay the three taxes on that amount of money: the state tax, the federal tax, and the FICA tax. FICA is Social Security and Medicare tax. So And I just use a 10% federal tax bracket. Most of you probably gonna fall in at least a 20% tax bracket in here, maybe a 30. Johnny will probably fall in the 40, but, anyway, I just use the very minimum. So some of you are gonna save more than this, but 20 cents on the dollar. So if you put the $16.90 in the health savings account, you're gonna save $338 in taxes. Or it's like you got $338 more, right, to spend. Because when you pay those co-pays, you pay that with post-tax dollars, right? So after you get your net check from your employer is what you paying those doctor visits with, the $40 and the $80 copay, or the $250 deductible on prescription drugs. So this is a good way. I just want to give you all, I'm not trying to sway anybody to any plan. I want to give you the benefits of both plans, and you make your own decision which plan works best for you. But weigh all the odds. You got to look at the benefits, you got to look at the cost, and then you got to look at what was my medical care for the past year. How many times I went to the doctor, how many prescriptions I'm taking each and every month. If you're taking a lot of prescriptions, you can go to GoodRx. It's a very good app. It's called GoodRx. It's free, and they will give you prices in your area for different medications. You put in your medication, and it'll give you the price. There's another one called OneRx. Does the exact same thing. OneRx goes a little bit deeper because if you'll take a picture of your ID card and you download it to OneRx, it will give you the prices based on your insurance coverage that you have now. So, you know before you go to buy it exactly what it's going to cost you. And you'll be surprised if you use either one of them, the cost difference in prescription drugs. It's unbelievable. The same drug, if you go to Walmart, or if you go to Walgreens, or you go to CVS, or you go to a small independent. A lot of times in my area, I find the small independents are the less. The very same drug, and it don't matter if you have a copay or if you have a high deductible plan, they still, it reduces your cost. So shop around for that. Another note on the health savings account, the maximum you can put into a health savings account is $3,400 a year and $6,750 for family coverage. Now, we didn't dive into family coverage, but if you're considering it for the family coverage, I could go over that with you personally, one-on-one. And if you're 55 or older, you can put an additional $1,000. So if you wanted to, you can fund more than your deductible into the health savings account and pay for that with pre-tax dollars. If you pay for a visit with pre-tax dollars, you're saving the taxes on that visit. Always pay for everything you can with pre-tax dollars. Because right now your medical premiums come out pre-tax, so you're saving on that. So your premium would be pre-tax, whatever you put in the health savings account would be pre-tax, so you're reducing your own health care by doing that. Questions?
While we're on the HSA, can you explain what happens at the end of the year with those funds?
Yes, the question was, can you explain what happens with the funds that I put in the health savings account at the end of the year? I say if I didn't have any medical care. It's your money. And it's a good question too, Trey. It's your money, it's always your money. It belongs to you. We're looking at maybe setting up one center place to send all the funds to with United Healthcare. But you can go to your bank and open up your very own health savings account. And that's what it is. Just like if you walked into your bank and says, I want to open up a savings account for my child to prepare for college. It's your money, is what I'm illustrating to you. John has nothing to do with it. They don't have nothing to do with how you spend it, anything like that. It's your money. And it rolls over, you never lose it. I know there's one type that you do lose. Yes, ma'am.
And whenever you hit, I think 65, it rolls over into an IRA.
Yep.
So
During the first year when you're contributing that money into the HSA, it's only eligible expenses or medical expenses?
Another good question. This is what you can pay for out of your HSA. Medical, prescription, RX, vision, hearing, dental. Okay? That all 5 you can pay for, it includes some over-the-counter medications on the prescription side. So, medical, dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drugs. Even though you was putting it in there for just your medical plan, if that came up, or if you didn't have the dental insurance or the vision insurance, you can use it for that. You can use it for yourself, you can use it for your dependents. Even if your dependents are not covered under this health plan, they covered somewhere else, you can still pay their co-pays out of that. Or say like your spouse is working and he has a co-pay plan where he works, you give him the card, he pays his co-pays out of your health savings account. Okay?
So
Yes.
we have medical reimbursement, so you can't do both, or can you do both?
Madam, when you
Cafeteria
say-
plan.
Cafeteria plans, no,
I'm not following
We contribute similar way weekly or bi-weekly every payroll into a cafeteria plan that is 2 different
you. Oh,
plans.
it's a flexible spending
It's a
account?
flexible spending
Yes.
that you can only use, and you use it or lose it at the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you still do
You-
both?
No, you
Okay.
cannot. You cannot do both.
okay.
So, you can set up what's called a limited purpose flexible spending account to use for everything else.
But yeah,
But help, yes. But you cannot, no. I mean, you can actually have both, but the money's gonna come out of your HSA first.
Okay, so Claude, you're saying that if we leave John and John, the money is ours, it's a savings account and it comes with us, correct?
It's yours no matter what. And you know what? If 10 years from now, you've got $15,000 built up in that health savings account, and you wanna go buy your husband a new boat, you can do that. That's how much it is your money.
When does it become eligible for those types of things as opposed to just medical?
It's never eligible for those type of things, but you get some relief at age 59 and a half. If you spend it on something other than medical, dental, vision, 5 are named, you have to pay the taxes back, and the government lets you defer the taxes on this money, just like this illustration we did, okay? So if you spend $1,000 on a new shotgun instead of a boat, if they audit you, they have to audit you, of course, then they're gonna say you owe us that $200 back that you deferred in taxes, okay? Plus there's a 20% penalty if it happens before 59 and a half. So you don't wanna really do that, but can you do, I'm just trying to illustrate, that's how much it is your money. It's no one else's money, it's yours. Good questions,
On
good
the,
group.
on the initial plan,
You only get 5 questions,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure everybody understands. When we talk about co-pays on the balanced plan, it says $40 and $80 at specials. What about after-hour walk-in clinics?
That's the urgent care
Yeah, the urgent
is $100.
So urgent care is 100, specialist is 80, and regular doctor visits are 40?
Right. And the emergency room is $350.
Correct, okay.
So, but being that you had the question, I mean, think about that. You're gonna pay that much more in premium plus every copay, okay? So when you're trying to figure out which one is best for you, in addition to that, you gotta add all those copays you're gonna pay throughout the year. Cause that's your total cost. In other words, you wanna know, what is my spend for healthcare in 2017? And I'm gonna use it based on 2016. I mean, my son and I, we both, and I didn't even introduce you, but that's okay. He's just a helper.
It's okay.
We both had to make that same decision this year, and sometimes your situation changes, so each year you've got the right to change back to the other plan. So don't be afraid of it. Weigh all the odds, weigh the deductibles, the co-pays, and say, okay, for 2017, I'm expecting my spend to be this. The premium, I know I go to the doctor twice a year, or I gotta see a doctor every 3 months for a condition I have, whatever, here's my co-pays. I know how many drugs I normally take every year, I'm gonna pay the $250, then I'm gonna pay the co-pays on those drugs afterwards. You add all that up, that's gonna be my spend for the year. Do the same thing on the other side, that's gonna be my spend for the year, which is best for me.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind too is the deductibles between the balanced and the high deductible is only $500. The balance is $2,500 per individual, the high deductible is $3,000. So you're only realistically, you're talking about another $500. So when we talk about high deductibles,
Yeah.
you're hitting that 3,000. So if you're gonna go get tonsils out for a kid or whatever, you're gonna have to come up typically with that 2,500. You're only talking about another $500, and if you look at the savings that Claude illustrated on the board, it's pretty easy to overcome that extra $500. Now, there is the difference in the total coverage, the 70%, after that, but there is a lot of savings in that, so.
And that's a good point, I'm glad you said that, Tran, because if you have something pretty major, you're gonna hit the deductible on both plans. So you have to weigh that in, so if you know you've got something scheduled to come up, if it's a surgery or maybe a pregnancy, or something like that, or, if you've had heart trouble in the past, or cancer in the past, or stuff like that, you're gonna hit the deductible on either plan, so that makes the other plan even more attractive. Actually, if you knew you're gonna have a heart attack next year, I want the high deductible health plan. It's gonna cost me a lot less money.
So I have one question. On the high deductible plan, after you reach the 3,000 out of pocket, that's when the 3-tier comes in for the prescriptions?
Yes,
Everything goes towards that deductible, for lack of a better term, that $3,000.
yes,
You go to the doctor, that doctor visit goes to it, prescriptions go to it.
yes, everything accumulates, well, toward the out of pocket, yeah, everything accumulates toward the out of pocket, yeah. The deductible's only in the medical.
So, the $3,000, I would have to pay all my prescriptions until I'm at $3,000.
Correct.
And then the tiers would come into effect.
Right,
And then it would start going towards my out of pocket.
right.
Okay, that's what I want. Okay,
And I think what Tran was referring to is after you hit your deductible, the medical side, the hospital side, the doctor side is paid at 70%. You pay 30, but on the prescriptions, you're only gonna pay the copay instead of the 70%. But before you hit the deductible, all prescription drug charges apply to that. But we keep saying 3,000. Reality, deductible's not 3,000 because you got a premium savings of 1,700.
And that's where the savings comes in if you do it right.
Yep. We did all we can do, guys, ladies, to get you the very best. It was just, Jonathan and I has been working with another group on a similar situation. We just had a bad claims year, and it's just nothing you can do. And insurance was going up tremendously just from healthcare reform. I mean, it's obvious. You see it on TV just like I do. We see it more because we're in the industry, but the cost is skyrocketing on insurance. I've never seen rate increases like I've seen this year. Never. And I've been doing this a very long time, 40-something years. So, it's a bad time we're gonna go through, but hopefully things will get better on that side anyway. If there's no more questions, I want to go ahead and go through the other two plans. The dental plan, we're gonna be changing that over to Always Care. No, it's already, we changed it. Okay, it's already with Always Care. So it stays the same. There was no change in the benefits, no change in the cost. So you can see your bi-weekly premiums down there. You have a $50 annual deductible, does not apply to your preventive services, which is called Class A. It does apply to Class B, so if you have the dental insurance, you see all your wellness, you go ahead and have all your wellness done, it's paid at 100%. Medical side, all your wellness is paid at 100%. Then basic is paid at 90%, and then major is paid at 60%, and orthodontics is paid at 50%. Then the vision plan, it was with United Healthcare, we're changing that to Always Care, so they'll both be with Always Care. They had a better network. I think Roberta had told us that employees were struggling with finding dentists in the network, vision providers in the network. Always Care has a much larger network, including Walmart's in their network, so most employees do use Walmart just for that. So when you go ahead and have your exam, it's only a $10 copay. Your materials would only be a $25 copay. And then you can see the allowances on frames up to $120. The same thing on contact lenses up to $120. And for you, the employee, there's no cost there. But if you want to insure your spouse, children, or total family, you can see your cost there on a bi-weekly premium. And then next is the life insurance. Remind you that, John and John provides all its full-time employees with medical coverage with $25,000 of life insurance, $25,000 of accidental death insurance. That's totally paid for by John and John, in addition to what the tremendous number they pay for the medical insurance. So that's totally free to you. Everybody knows what accidental death is, huh? That's meaning if you die as a result of an accident. Okay? It would pay $50,000. It pays double. Any further questions? That's it. If you have anything personally you want to discuss with Jonathan and myself, or need any assistance with helping you with your decision on which plan you should go on, we will be glad to help you with that. Thank you for your time.